Lipstick Jungle, 10 tomorrow on City TV.
Earlier, we asked you how much Canadians from urban areas spent on renovations in 2007. The answer is $19 billion. Coming up, the latest reno trends and some cross-border investment tips. When taking on a home renovation, apparently communication is the cornerstone to success. Our expert from the Vancouver Home Interior and Design Show explains.
Open communication, it goes a long way. You know, there's always issues that come up, things that happen, but you need to be able to work them through. You know, you don't want to be going to the courts about anything. There's always ways to deal with things in a proper manner. Sense of humor is also a good thing to have. You know, it just makes the process that much more manageable and easier going.
Is everything negotiable?
Well, to a point.
Okay, so what's negotiable and what's not?
Well, ultimately what you have to understand is that your renovator, how he makes his living is by marking up labor and materials. And a lot of times clients will want to take things out of the contract, but the more you take out, the less desirable it is for that renovator to do the project because it's not as profitable. And that's how we make our living. We mark up labor and materials.
Right. So that's also what you expect too. I think of you providing a service. I mean, if I just wanted materials, I'd go to one of the big box stores and I go pick up the materials, and that's all sitting on my floor, and I go, and now what? So obviously, to have someone do the service, I would expect to pay that. Do you find that when it comes to the costs and they're trying to cut corners, do you find that the client tries to get you to cut corners to save costs?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, a lot of times they'll want me to take it to the framing stage, get the windows and doors on, or exterior windows and roof on, and then go away. But then the finishing side of it, they want to do it themselves. That's not very desirable for me because there's not enough in it for me to be able to make a profit on it.
So would you recommend for people that are trying to still save some money, what would be the best tip that you have for them so that they can still get quality work to the point that they need it, and yet?
Well, that's a tough one, because what people fail to realize is that, especially in the large projects, it's a full-time job renovating. It really is, and you need to be able to take that time out. What you don't understand is that we have relationships with good sub-trades and suppliers. We know the process. We know the order of things, how they're to be done. We deal with cities. We deal with building permits. And someone that's not familiar with that can really get themselves into a bind and into trouble. But it's the timing thing. They really don't understand how much time it takes. And
I think probably people would get, I can imagine it now. Someone says, I'm going to do it myself, I'm getting started, and it gets to the point where they can't go anymore. And then they have to call someone like you to either fix the situation.
It's going to cost them more. Because usually at that point, if they're calling me in after, then I have to come in and tear stuff apart, which costs money, and then do it over again, which has happened.
Each week we try to answer at least one of your email questions, and this week Ian from Vancouver writes, recently you had an expert speak to investing in the USA. Does she have any tips on where to buy? Well, backed by popular demand, July Ono answers this question.